Oh, now you just need a place to put the party. You guys turn off your mic. I got to. My mic's off, but there's somebody else in the. Hello and welcome to Xuanzang's Tower. Can you guys hear me? Sugang, so I know you can hear me, Sugang. You're sitting right next to me.
But the audio and video is so out of sync. It's quite funny.
Like funny, like ha 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 ha.
What's out of it?
Uh,
That shine is not the sun. It's my head. No, what? Go ahead.
oh no, I'm happy to be lucky enough to be in the presence of Geshe Michael and our great group here. And they waved. It was like this. Here in beautiful Rimrock, Arizona, where it's sunny and lovely. And thanks to
We don't have those pesky oceans. They're
not-
chemical of the universe.
we like to keep
Or
that.
beaches.
Nobody would like the ocean and beach. And I just want to say a special thanks to Xiaoping and Stanley for letting us use their house for this like last year and indefinitely into the future. And it's a beautiful place and they have it set up so lovely. And there's even some kind of like wooden Xuanzang's tower plaque.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I saw that.
yeah,
Hand painted.
hand painted. So we're just really lucky to have such good friends and good mixed nuts because they're mixed nuts too. So anyway, it's my class now, and I'm almost finished whiting out the answers. So give me like 3 seconds while I do that for you.
We'll spend an afternoon in VLC.
Oh no, I don't want
In
to.
the biggest barn door you can. Drive around.
I think I exacerbated my wrist injury doing that. I got that injury surfing with Rob.
Tough story.
A hard life. So here we go. Let me share my screen. Oh, you know what? I hear your request for me to send it to you, Paula. That's a very good request. Funny story. I am using a quiz that I gave you guys already like 3 months ago. And the reason I decided it wasn't only laziness.
Typical mismatched strategy.
I read the quiz, oops, and I didn't know the answers. So
We send him his paycheck.
since I didn't know the answers, I figured it was you guys wouldn't either. So since you wouldn't know the answers, then I thought it was okay to give you the quiz again. So anybody who doesn't know is welcome to answer. So we're going back to where we were 3 months ago, because that was the last time I had a class with Geshe Michael, was when I was here in.
Talk to the surgeons and tell you.
I'm not
You
complaining.
could come to the hospital.
I'm grateful for I'm grateful for every class we get with you. But if you're saying that I can show up at the hospital for my class,
No.
I'll bring you cheap Al Shui. Hey, Dennis.
Okay, what's the first question?
Okay, if things existed through some nature of their own, they would have to reside within the blank, blank, or blank. Storehouse consciousness is a guess, and that's not the right answer. That is a guess that came through here. I like that guess, though. Is my volume up? You guys feel free.
Contingent, say contingent.
Contingent.
$100. Contingent.
Any BS you make up.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
no. Lindsay just got the answer, though.
Yeah, she
Oh.
paid you by the hair.
Wait, no. Contingent means any BS you make up.
Yep.
Oh, Ben got the $100.
Oh.
Lindsay got the right answer to the quiz, though, which is for no money, but all the glory. It's past, present, or future. Whoops.
By the way, Dr. Kramer, just contact my my banker. Okay. Write it
Sure,
out.
sure.
Nice job, Lindsay. Does anybody want to give the West Chinese phrase that I translated as past, present, or future? And one hint.
soon?
Yes, good.
Too
Too
soon.
soon. Too
Yeah.
soon. So, am I correct that people don't remember that this is the questions I gave you 3 months ago?
That's
Doesn't,
good.
doesn't even vaguely ring a bell.
Doesn't even vaguely. Okay. But even then, after things were destroyed, they couldn't, well, here's the answer, go anywhere.
Go anywhere.
Good. When things start, they couldn't. Good. There's a specific way they phrase it. They couldn't go anywhere should be a hint. When things are destroyed, they couldn't go anywhere. When they start, they couldn't
Come from me.
have come from anywhere. Good, Geshe. Okay, all the glory for Geshe Michael.
I'm gonna give you a check.
It's coming when she's a surgeon. And after they have
Continues to
started, they couldn't
be anywhere.
stay. They couldn't stay. They couldn't stay. Anybody want to take a shot at the Tibetan for those? I didn't think so. I also don't. Oh, okay. I don't know why I did it this way. So this is a bonus question. What West Chinese word does Gyaltsab use for entities? Anybody remember? It's something that was surprising, and it usually means self.
Dakni.
Good, just Doc. Good. Somebody online sounded like Sugang, but it couldn't have been. Oops. What distinction does Gyaltsab make between the emptiness of the world, meaning the cycle of pain, and the emptiness of nirvana?
Interesting.
I feel like Lindsay's gonna get this one, right? Yes, good. Yeah, none. Come on. There's no distinction between the emptiness of nirvana and the Geshe.
She got out all that with no money.
Well, she gets a raise.
Who
Speaking-
knows?
Good. Good, Oscar. Tom. Oscar, you're looking very Robert Downey Jr.
Or pure?
Yeah, good. Interrogative particle in this case, but it does usually mean or.
Yeah.
But it's also an interrogative particle. Okay, good. So I have a lot of material translated because it's been 3 months. Maybe we just do a small amount and then you take the plane.
As you like.
Okay. I'll have to stop this. Give me one moment, sorry. There it is. Okay. Boom. Okay. Can you guys see it? Not yet. There it
See
is.
that we're gonna see it. There it is.
So, yeah. This is some stuff, again, that we have worked on together as a team now.
Okay.
So you can help us decide. So here's the second part from above, Nipani. A denial that the definition of a produced thing is that it starts, stops, or stays through any nature of its own. And this is particularly a point that we were debating as mixed nuts, because it says Tuje ki tsenyi kenjigne sumrang shin ki jupakakpa. And we're like, what is tsenyi doing here? Is it saying the definition of a produced thing, or does it maybe mean the definitive qualities of a product?
Yeah, here it's just the defining qualities.
The defining qualities.
And by the way, Yeah, okay. Yeah. The defining qualities of a produced thing, which are starting, stopping, and staying, could exist through any nature. Could, I always like to put, what's that optative, could exist through any nature.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Because you have to imply that it's impossible. As a transcender, you should always say, suppose it's,
Yeah.
supposedly something.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Almost like a diminutive way of
Yeah.
saying it.
And insulting.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a verse.
I would just go straight to the,
Okay.
do you want, or unless you want to, but sometimes you don't know what it means until.
We could do commentary first, but only because we've already worked on it together. I thought
Okay.
it might be fun, but let's do commentary. Shall I
Nick,
read?
I don't know if it's addressable, but we can hear you quite well, and Geshe Michael not so well.
Yeah, so maybe if you could mute your computer, Nick, and then Geshe Michael unmutes his.
Maybe we should just both sit on your computer.
Yeah, we can do it either. Okay.
Okay, so please read, Nick.
Okay. Kewa tangni nepa tangakpa tuntu rangshin ki jupa kala shikte mebatel. Rangshin ki nepa mebe chirna. Kewa tangakpa ang yang tak ni tu jupa rikpa minpe chir. You can't see what?
We don't, I don't know.
Can you look on your, can you log in?
I've never seen it.
You need the link?
Too small? It's space.
We got some technical difficulties over here, just bear
You
with us.
guys work on it and we'll keep going.
We'll keep going.
How in the world could anything really mean from its own side? Start, okay. Yeah, I like the way you treated dindu,
Mhm.
which is the root text.
Yeah.
And then there was a positive,
Mhm.
right?
Rangshin ki jupa.
Now, say again?
The screen shows.
What?
The screen is not.
Is that true for all of y'all who are online? You're not-
Online, we can see just fine.
We can see it.
Okay. So it's a user malfunction on this side.
By the way, if it's me, I would retain his Rangshinkitupa. What you said here is sur or something. You see what
Oh
I mean?
yeah. Through
Yeah.
meaning through some nature of
Some
its own.
nature of its own.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't have to change it. I'll just do it. I think I just get I get almost like in the habit because we repeat it. So
Yeah, but
I want to do it that
as
way.
you can guess, he might object to Rangshin and not object to sur.
Right.
Stein, it can't. Because if nothing stays to an initial given okay.
And is that how you would treat like this? Like there's a te and then me partel. Would you like put a question to say it can't? Just curious.
If it were me, I would start the sentence with wouldn't it be the case or something like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Just to make it more obvious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Stop throwing things. Just kidding. Okay,
So now we're at the next section.
we're gonna read Nick.
Let's see who we're gonna Oscar for answering a question correctly.
はい。Sumpalangi. Chitakpe dulcen takpar ndupat gakpatang. Kyabjukpa kyebutak par ndupa gakpao.
Nice.
Nice.
And I think we said Kiamjuk for this one.
Yeah, Kiamjuk.
Uh,
And it's weird because it's like an M, but it's should be an N before J. It's okay. Kiamjuk.
Mhm, mhm.
Denial of the detailer's belief. Should I do in an unchanging partless particle? Okay. Okay. For dual chart, I would just say smallest particle or something like that. doesn't say yeah, may or anything. Like that, you see what I mean?
mhm.
And it's possible to believe in Dutren and not believe in Dutren Chame.
Mhm,
You see what I mean?
mhm.
And a denial of the Vaishnavites. If you're gonna say Vaishnavite as an adjective, you don't need the S.
Oh, no, it's,
Mm.
actually, it should be it should be this.
That's also an option.
Yeah, that's what I meant to do.
Belief in an unchanging soul.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, good. Who's next?
Oh, we have another verse of, do we want to, now that we've,
Now you can go back
Hit
to
the commentary.
text. Yeah.
okay. Oscar, that was so little. Why don't you read one more?
Mm-mm.
Kewa?
No, starting from Epa.
Nepa mechir kewatang. Gakpayandag nimina. Kewatang ni nepatang. Gakpatuntu kalashik.
Okay, cool. Because nothing stays, starting and stopping are not pure. How on earth could things really start, stay, and stop? Yeah, really is what?
Dundu.
Nice, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Yep.
I guess we could say in fact or something.
Yeah, or in fact, or in reality, but really is fine.
Okay,
It's okay. Okay, cool.
cool.
Which means self-existent here.
Right.
Okay.
Do you want to continue for another like verse?
Yeah,
and
I'm fine.
commentary
Yeah,
with
let's
the
do
trans.
that.
Okay. It's fun for all of us because we worked on it together.
It's nice. So far, didn't have a heart attack.
Okay. Skipping these. Oh, it looks like there's multiple root text verses here.
Yeah.
Cool. Here we go. Now,
Who's gonna, Nicholas?
how about Tin? Do you want to read Tin?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
Tangponi Cherapanare Gopo Tamche Kechik Chepa Kelenpa Tela Yepa Tengi Wain Ki Kowo Chakni Duntren Rangshin Ki Takpa Kelenpe Yepa Medho
Reina.
Shena. Yeah.
Okay, good. Nice, Tim. Thank you. Okay,
Thank you, Geshe Michael.
learners, they would say that the idea that things start or stop is wrong. Because they would be
I'm trying to
Uh,
see if I did the partless. If I just, oh yeah, I think I doesn't, again, it doesn't say Chame, does it?
right. But what it says is the problem you raise, you see, the problem you raise would be valid if we accepted. You see what I mean?
Uh-huh, yeah.
Yinki, but okay, so the objection you raised, the problem you raised would be valid if we were people who accepted that things started and stopped. See what I mean? But we don't. Okay. Key means but. Koachak, us guys,
we
accept that Dutrens are Rangshin Kitapar.
they are unchanging from their own side.
Yeah, particles. It's like a scientist, okay? Therefore, your objection doesn't apply to us. See what I mean? Your objection doesn't apply to us.
Okay. Yes, really struggled with this
If
one.
we thought that functional things started, stopped, and stayed, then your objection would be a good one. But we don't. So that objection is silly because we don't believe that. Okay, we believe all changing and functional things are founded in partless particles. Therefore, your problems don't apply to us.
Mhm. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, cool.
Okay.
Thank you for
Mm.
clarifying that. Oh yeah, we got into this whole thing here.
Here we go. That's probably
So
good.
this might be kind of a painful thing for you, so sorry.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind at all. That's why it
It was a hard section for me.
is difficult. By the way, this is a
The
very
detailers. So the Vaisheshikas, not the Vaibhashikas.
yeah. That's a say again. Not in that way. They believe that the things which start, stop, and stay are unchanging. So that draws into question the starting, stopping. Okay. But if you had one in the room, I'm not sure he would say. Okay. All right. But they never get to be in the room. That's why we pick guys that died out 1,000 years ago. Okay. Please read.
Argue
Who's
it.
gonna read?
Let's see. When I'm screen sharing, I can't see anybody else. Word, can you pick someone?
Sure. Dodo.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, those.
Hi.
Hi.
From where?
Up on
Vietnam là Nick Kyo và Utah Mê.
Good. Nice reading. By the way, Nick up here means the state or state. Okay.
Well,
Nick.
So does the state of a functional thing ever change or not? We're asking the guy. We're asking the detailer. Okay. We don't like his last position.
so the Yodame is more like the change. This is like the changingness, the
Is
changing
there-
state.
Is it possible or is it not possible for the state of functional things to change?
Okay.
To change state,
Well, I'll
change
just
their state.
change. Let's do this later. Okay.
And
All right.
who's gonna go next?
Does somebody in here want to read? Lindsay, would you like to read? Okay. Okay. Oh, thanks, Rob.
I don't mind a high chair.
Oh, maybe Lindsay will read the next one. Word, can you pick somebody else, please?
Certainly. Elva.
I'm here. Thank you, teacher. Tambotana dujun jita kechi mama imbe tak ngung inde mimbatel gelte neka takdu ngilnat ni te ngilwe cheer. Thank you.
Nice job. Okay, Dumbledore, Nick. Yeah, if it's the first way.
Yeah.
What was the first way?
Do they the yeah.
It does change state.
The changing state
Yeah.
exists.
Dute chita ke chigma mayembe tango yinte membata. In that case, how could an atomic particle, okay, be something which was not something of an instant? You see, Kechigma means of an instant, something that only stays for an instant. Kechigma.
Moment.
Say Kechigma.
Kechigma.
Kechigma mayin.
Kechigma.
Two mamas, but it's not okay. Kechigma, pause, mayin. Kechigma, mayin. Okay, so how could in that? So he said, I think they do change state.
Okay.
And then we said, well, then how can an atomic particle be something that comes and goes within a single instant? Okay. And then dogma is difficult. They say an unchanging entity.
Right.
Yeah, or you could say a permanent entity. Well, no, I don't.
In this case, it's
The
unchanging.
difference between permanent and unchanging.
Yeah. I was pretty confused about this
Yeah.
statement.
How could an atomic particle
Mhm.
be something which was an unchanging entity from Ngopo here.
Mhm.
Takngo, how could it be an unchanging entity? Okay, if it
Mhm.
changed states, must not be.
All right. Okay.
Must not be. Kyaute neka taku gyurnani te gyurwecher. If the state was always changing, it would have to be changing.
Okay.
Okay.
It would change. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's glossing the root text. Okay, otherwise this sentence doesn't make sense.
Mhm. Right.
If Kelpe, if atomic particles were always changing, which means if they changed. Okay, and he's trying to cover the root thing.
Yeah.
Why did Nagarjuna say always changing? Kitaktu. Why did he say? I think he's having fun with the other guy. The other guy said things last always without changing. And he said, oh, well, they're always changing, so I guess they last always.
Mm. Mhm, mhm.
He answered with the always. He's being cute. They said things last always without changing. He said, well, now they're always changing, aren't they?
So he's using tuck to it.
He's using taktu as a goad.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Okay, good.
Fun. All right.
By the way, Yeltsin is it? He put the comma there because it's in the root text. He wants to alert you. He doesn't have bold writing or not bold writing.
Of course.
He wanted to alert you. You're supposed to say, that's weird. Why is there a comma here?
Mm.
Because he pulled out the root text. He pulled out a piece of the root text. He
Hmm.
wants to make sure you get it.
That he's commenting on that. Yeah, that he's glossing it.
Hey, who's next? Mr. Nicholas.
Lindsay, please join us
You got
here
a chair for
at the
Lindsay.
dais.
Cao thể ne ka kap Yirwa medna ni don du rongshin gi yipale chipale shunu tang dele gepa sukshan ni du gala girte mi gir wartal ne kab kyang takpa ter zuk picture.
Nice. If they're
So we're not using temporary.
if there are things whose state does not change,
Mhm.
okay.
Oops.
Then Tindu means
Really?
yeah, in reality, in the world, okay.
Mhm.
If you just pay attention to the bolded part, how could things ever change to something else? And then he fills in words. How could Tundura Shinki, and that's adverbial, right?
Mhm.
How could things through their own nature, how could a chiva turn into a shunu?
How could a baby
turn into a youth?
grow into a youth?
And then become old?
Right.
Or anything else? Good.
But again, I did they could not for the Mingyur Watel.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, good. What's the Shenyi?
Shenyi or anything else.
Yeah, it doesn't mean or anything else. You see,
Okay.
it means
or something else.
See what I mean? How could a baby turn into anything else? See what I mean?
Like it shouldn't be anything else, or how could a baby grow into a youth or become old or
right? Yeah. How could a baby turn into anything else?
Right.
That's the Shenyi.
Okay. That's what I mean here. Maybe I should say or turn into.
Yeah.
Or something else would work better maybe.
Halagir.
Mhm.
Yeah, how could?
Yeah, how the heck? I said.
That's fine. Yeah, then you gotta. Tersuk is difficult.
Oh,
How
yeah.
does it feel to you? Tersu?
Those temporary things are also.
We don't use it very often, but it's a important word.
I kind of translated takpa tersuka, the whole thing together
That's not bad because it is often together.
as permanently or something, or
Yeah, that's okay. That changes. That's good.
permanently unchanging.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, oftentimes terasuka implies firm.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Just so you know.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Unchanging. Stable, something. Okay. All right. Who's gonna be next? Wait, Lindsay's trying to get away.
I think Lindsay.
Nepa de jikpe. No ho rangshin gi ke ka wait ka chig.
You were right.
Oh, it's kichig. Mario do shena.
Nice.
Okay. The first four words here means because they are worried about being attacked.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean?
Ah.
Trying to avoid these inconsistencies. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they realize that the criticism is well-founded.
Mm-hmm.
So they're afraid of it. So they're getting nervous about the objection we raised, and therefore they change their story slightly.
Mm.
So usually Nyepa de Jigbe precedes a change or an adjustment of position by the other debater.
Oh, okay, we
He's
haven't seen
getting
that.
nervous. So
Cool.
he changes his story slightly, or he adds or he subtracts something.
Nibade jikpe, out of his fear of being wrong.
Yeah. Nyepa here means problems. Yeah. Fearing, because he recognizes those problems, he changes his story. There does exist. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yep, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
that's
things
fine.
could be
The rest is
temporary.
fine.
Okay.
Temporary to some.
So nipa de chikpe means like, I mean,
he sees the trap ahead and he wants to sidestep it. That's a common expression.
sounds useful. I think I do that.
And every debater's in that situation many times every day. They see they've made a mistake. They see in 3 chess moves they're going to be checkmated, so they change their story.
Cool. Okay. And then do you want to take the plane back after that?
I'm gonna keep going.
You sure?
Yeah,
All right.
getting this thing.
All right. Dodo only had a short one. So would you like to go again, Dodo?
Yeah,
He looks bored. Like, you didn't get to.
it's just serious.
Yes, I'm serious. Okay. Duchen tak la nekap kachik mi tak bar kelem ba tar chochik anna de chachik sebe gyorwa yudam cha tamje ki tamje du sebe kechik mar gyor changna.
Yeah, nice reading. The tongue at the end is an expression we haven't had yet in our classes, and it's not totally unusual. It comes out fairly often, and it means I'll give you an option. So tongue means number, right? Like tongue chen is sankhya, numerous.
Numerists,
Okay, so this tongue means I'll give you 2 choices. I'll give you a number. Okay, so it's an ancient form at the end of a phrase. Comes at the end of the phrase. So I'll give you a choice. I'll give you 2 bad choices, actually.
So would you translate that as could you translate that as like, well, if that were the case, then which of these 2?
Good, yeah. If that were the case, then which of these 2 options would you say applies?
Okay.
And usually they're both wrong. Okay. Okay. Duchen tala nekap kachi nitapakena mata. Cho chignan. So is it that those atomic particles are unchanging, and but sometimes they're not. Okay, cut make up some of their phases or in some of their states. So in general, the atomic particle is unchanging, but in some states it becomes changing. Okay. So are you saying part of the atom can change? Part of an unchanging atom can change. Is that what you're saying? Chokchi, okay. Chokchi kang na de chachi se bagyowa. And that single part, which is changeable, would in time separate.
Yeah, disappear.
Yeah, it would wear out or something like that. Okay.
Mhm.
Is that what you're saying? Dam, here's the choice word. Okay, dam means or are you saying?
All the parts.
Yeah,
Unchanged. Disappear.
So are you saying that atomic particles can act impermanent sometimes? Maybe. Well, is it that all the parts of them change at the same moment? Or is it that one of all the parts of them changes at a moment, and that makes the whole changing? Is the whole atom changing? Some part of it changes sometimes, or is the whole atom changing because all the parts of it change sometimes? Tell me which one.
Yeah.
Tongue.
Is this this first line here? Is that like the sentiment? I mean, I'll restate it in a way that's more clear, but is it saying like if somebody who thinks that unchanging things do change? Because they say la neka.
Yeah, so you've already said that atoms are unchanging, okay? But you say under certain circumstances, they can change. In general, atoms are unchanging, but in certain states, they change, okay?
Oh, in certain states, they change.
Or at certain occasions.
Makeups.
In certain instances.
Oh, you're saying, so you're saying makeup here is like, you're saying that there's occasions of permanent.
Impermanent.
No, this talk.
Yeah.
There's occasions.
Unchanging atoms.
There are occasions of unchanging atoms where they're
changing atoms are in the mood to change once.
Yeah, mitakpa. That's the okay. Yeah. Sorry, I just want to break this one down because I remember.
So are you saying that one part of the unchanging atom likes to change sometimes?
Chokchi, yeah.
Or are you suggesting that all the parts of the unchanging atom change sometimes?
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I got that much.
And it's this old trick of giving someone two bad choices. Because either way he goes, he's in trouble. Are all atoms unchanging? Yes or no? So do unchanging atoms have cases or situations or states where part of them do change? Or are you saying they always have states where they change? Because either one he says yes to, he's in trouble. Okay? Does your unchanging atom, is a piece of it changes sometimes? Or does all of the pieces change sometimes? Tell me which. Tongue, tell me which one. If he's smart, he'll say, well, I didn't say either one. Okay? I never said any part of it changed. I never said that it all changed. I'm the guy who said it didn't change. But let's see if he falls for it.
All right. Here we go. Venerable Cat, you want to read? She might be busy.
Here I am.
Yeah.
Oh, you changed bags.
Okay, we've got an echo over here.
Uh,
Gibson. And Gibson is here too, if you want to call on him.
Oh,
that's mean.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Oh, I'm reading. Denam pani kang rik patang denpa min patel gu po namle che gyo rel sop sugyur patang che ngargi deni ge pe mi trapa mik go na de tre mi trapani mi mik pe cheer.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you have to imagine an atom.
How did I do?
You did very well.
Not bad. Atom. And when it decides to change states, Okay, when an atom decides to change states, does the whole atom change state at the same moment? Or does the edge of the atom start to change and the rear end catches up later?
Uh-huh, right.
See what I mean? So you gotta imagine an atom like a baseball. And then one side of it starts to change, but the rest of it doesn't change. Is that what you're saying? Or somehow does the whole baseball change at the same moment when an atom changes? Okay, your atom, your partless atom, your unchanging atom, now it's behaving differently. It's starting to change. It hasn't changed completely, it's starting to change. Is there a part of it which is changing? And is there a part of it which hasn't caught up yet? Or does the whole thing change at once? We're asking him, okay? Either way you put it, it's wrong.
Mhm.
Okay. Part of it's changing, part of it's not changing, or the whole thing's changing. Either way, you are illogical. Yeah. That's a good way to keep people awake.
Does he make a statement like things would be broken apart? Because
We're about to get there.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
So if you say that the atom changes gradually, the
Mhm.
edge changes first, and then the body changes, and then the back end changes much later. You ask a scientist, does the whole atom change at the same instant? Or does the front end start to change and the back end's waiting? Which way is it? Okay, by the way, it doesn't make sense for a scientist either. And they'll have to say something silly either way. Okay, if the whole thing changed in one moment, then it could change anytime, and then its relationship with other things would have to change or not. Okay. So anyway, either way you do it,
Both.
because the last word was in the last paragraph without looking.
Oh,
Changna.
Changna.
Yeah, hey, tell me which.
Mhm.
And then he says, and then we say, and by the way, either answer you give is wrong. Either answer you give is illogical. Because are you trying to suggest that those entities, the front half, meaning, like the front half of it, che means half. And then kyo is an ancient word for broken ceramic. Okay, like when you find shards of pottery around here. You go to one of the ancient on the southeast sites around here. There's one on the road to the cafe.
Right down there.
And there's a kyomo. Kyomo means you find pieces of old ancient pottery. Or rel means ripped in the sense of cloth. So either find pieces of I don't know what your atom is like. If your atom is like cloth, I guess it just tore off one edge. Or if your atom is like a clay pot, I guess you broke off one piece of your pot. Okay, we're trying to imagine what his part is like. The front part that changed before the rest of it changed. Okay. So secure. So your unchanging particle would have to have had a bite taken out of it. Okay, and changed. And then the rest didn't change.
Is the Sokyo just like something like that? Like it'd be like ripped or broken or something?
As if it were pottery or as if it were a length of cloth. Girwa. And then che means the other half.
It would just be staying there.
Yeah, it would remain there the way it was before. Okay. Here's Tenyi, which is tattva, which is suchness, used in a colloquial way. Like
that very thing or something.
Yeah, are you saying the front half changes and the back half just changes? It just stays the way it was. Tenyi, as it was. Okay. And nepa stays. In that case, you'd have two opposing parts of the single atom. One will have changed, and then the back end didn't catch up yet. Okay, is that what you want? Good. And in that case, you would have Mindawa Ni, two different parts to the app. One that was changing and one that wasn't changing. And the one that was changing kind of broke off from the rest, or it's distinct from the rest. Okay. We make the age here, but we never see this kind of thing.
There aren't things where
There's no such thing. Front end of the atom, the front end of the atom changed, and the back, the butt of the atom didn't catch it. Okay. All right. It doesn't make sense. Therefore, either the whole atom doesn't change state, or it does change state.
Okay, somebody's trying to remotely control my screen. Stop it. Or I don't know if there's a reason I'm supposed to let you. Go ahead.
Okay, so by the way, they just picked on the Chirapa.
The Vaisheshika, the
Vaisheshika.
detailer.
Yeah. And now we're gonna, by the way, they usually get picked on together.
The Vaisheshikas and the
Okay,
Vaishnavites.
they have different viewpoints, but they usually, I don't know if they want to, but they get dumped into the same Volkswagen. They always get treated together as being the two idiots in the car. Okay.
We're gonna move on to the Drangchempas soon.
Yeah.
As well. And some other yeah.
By the way, I think there's a social question of, because I'm translating Tsongkhapa nowadays, and he does the same thing. And you have to appreciate that even in Tsongkhapa's time, or Gyaltsab Je, his students' time, these schools were gone for 1,000 years by the time he's criticizing them. And I wonder if there's not a social reason to do that, you know. It's like reporting Old Testament or something in a Christian church or something. Like, it's already gone, no one's going to get upset, you know. And I wonder why they, or is it that they're just picking on a classical bad idea? You see what I mean? Because there's nobody in these two schools for 1,000 years by the time we're criticizing them. Okay, they are just, you know what you call it? Perfect stooges.
Yeah, straw.
What do you call that? Generic stooges.
Okay.
And isn't it like kind of like that he's trying to, it's to pick at wrong ideas that his own students might be having.
Yeah.
Or that we're probably having.
But I think there's a social reason behind not criticizing someone who's alive.
Yeah.
Or students in front of him.
It's political.
Oh, there's these old guys who said that. He doesn't say, you're probably thinking the same thing. But it's implied. All right. So we're going to pick on the Vaishnavites.
Yeah.
So called because they follow
Vishnu.
Vishnu.
Yeah. We mixed nuts when we did our team classes, had a discussion about whether the Vaishnavites was an adequate translation. I just remember it from my social studies textbook.
Yeah.
When I was in like ninth grade or something.
By the way, I rely heavily on Ben's Siddhanta text. When I translate stuff like this, I direct the reader to Ben's Siddhanta text because it has an excellent presentation of all these schools. And I do that all the time, constantly. And it just saves a lot of time and work because you don't have to write a separate footnote. You say, go look at Ben's text number 5, page 500. It's there, and it's there in great detail.
Oh, yeah.
So as we grow and as we continue as mixed nuts, we can keep cross-referencing each other and save the readers a lot of time. You know. Okay.
In which case we would call them the Universalists.
Yeah, okay. Good.
Unitarians?
No.
Right, no.
Almost. No, they're still alive. We can't talk about them.
Right. Okay, so this one is pretty straightforward. I think here's another verse.
Let's stop here because it's sexy, I think. By the way, so the Tengyur collection of commentaries to the sutras and tantras has 3,700 separate titles in it. And we have long ago, we got a hold of an original carving through great, it was a kind of a, what do you call it? It would be a good movie. It was an adventure. It was a real adventure, which I have never told anyone all the details. But we got 210,000 pages of the original carving. Some
Wow.
and it was a great adventure story. And we input it. And we finished around 2005, something like that.
Oh,
We finished the Dergay edition. There are other editions, and they are extremely valuable because if there's something missing in one edition, you can go check the other edition. But that means someone has to type in 210,000 pages again. And we do it 5 times. We type every page in 5 times for accuracy. And then we compare it automatically. So that's a million pages. Somebody has to type 1 million pages, okay? And so we did get a hold of another tengyur, which is called Nantong. Nantong is a printery in south central Himalayas that was destroyed to the last brick. The paintings of King of the Teachings came from there, and they were all destroyed. All the blocks were destroyed, and everything. And so we found a copy, existing copy, and I think there's one at Columbia actually, in a closet. That's another story. But so we recently, Nick and Ben, under their direction, finished the second typing of the 210,000 pages. Okay, like a few weeks ago. It took many years. And so that team of typers have finished another edition of the tengyur of 210,000 pages in the last few weeks. And in my opinion, we should give them some kind of a bonus.
Not us, the typists.
Yeah, no, not the mixed nuts. So I would like to propose that Nick and Ben, and I'll help. I think we could get a grant for a bonus for these guys. It probably took about 7-8 years. And they just type all day. They don't have milestones. I mean, the minute they finish one book, that crazy Sunam hands them another book.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like they must feel like they never have any milestones. So I think if we could have like a fundraising party or something, and I'm willing to I'm willing to try to get 5,000 hausa. And then let's see how we do it. I'll ask Ben and Nick to think about it. And then we could consult with their manager. Cool. And see what's the what would they like? They might prefer a tuk-tuk. What's a tuk-tuk?
Their very own workshop.
Golf cart with 3 wheels.
Sunam's really into her scooter.
It's big in that area. Cheap. Doesn't use much gas. Something like that, something special. I propose.
Cool.
Okay. So anyway, Nick and me hit this verse, and half of it was missing. So what did we do?
Went to the other carving.
We went to the new typing that they finished like a few weeks ago. And it's so sexy that it saved us. We just got to this verse, and it was missing. Half the verse was missing in the Dergay edition. And we found it in the Nartang edition. It's really exciting. To me, it's super exciting. We didn't have this a month ago. After 8 years, I think it's cool.
And so as backup work, we are now embarking on the Dergay Kangyur.
Yeah, so what we do is we have philosophical works that we throw at them constantly. Sometimes we're busy or something, and we say, go to the backup word. And we give them a collection of 200,000 pages. So when you know how to do, go work on that. So Nick's saying we just set them up with another 100,000 page collection that they can do in their spare time. Okay, to keep the workflow going. So here it is, it's exciting. Yep. And by the way, it corrects an error in the original. There's a word here which is an error, and it's an important error. And it will see it.
The ga.
Yeah, the ga.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. Do you want to go to the commentary?
Let's go to commentary.
Let's see. What else is there to read?
Who's going to read?
Uh,
By the way, I'm going to interrupt and say in 5 minutes, right? Am I right?
Yes.
In 5 minutes, we will go to a 15-minute session led by Nick, where you guys get to talk about how you might use this information in your real life. And that's something we do every day that we have Mixed Nuts translation. We do that for 15 minutes. And then we have the most handsome guy in the room, which is Juan Hassel, will do the Peachtree News, World News, which is, by the way, that show is getting better and better and better. I'm really grateful. And I never knew what the heck was going on with all our organizations. I didn't even know if they still existed. And he gives us the update twice a week. It's really, really helpful and really important, because then you can hear about programs that you didn't know about. You can go and you can learn something. Okay, who's going to read, Nick?
Pei Ling, you want to read?
Gyapsu panare ko wo cha gi gyapsu ni to ta me pe ke u ta pa yin pe rang sin dang na ke la ta pe ye pa de da me do sena.
Yes.
Weird. Okay.
Koa Chaki Kemjit, we were like, does that mean our Vishnu? They're like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Our God. Okay, we got a God. Our God is Tokta Mep.
He's unchanging. He doesn't have. He's beginning with. He neither begins nor ends.
Yeah, he has no front end and no back end. Yeah, therefore you get out of the broken piece of pottery question. I think he's addressing that slightly. David talked about. I don't know why they put Nyingba here. Oh, it's because it's in the root text.
And I said ancient unchanging being.
Yeah, and he only adds it. It's out of place here. It doesn't fit the flow of the thought. But it's in the root text. He's gonna add it to the next paragraph. So he's just trying to anticipate that he's gonna bring up a word, an odd word in an odd place.
Apologies that I didn't go back and bold and I'll do that next time.
And what Gyaltsab J is saying in the verse, the Vaishnavite representative is not going to say that his God is unchanging. He's going to say he's ancient beyond all time. No beginning, ancient beyond time. So then Gyaltsab J adds the word Dakpa, meaning he was always around and he never changed. But Nyingba is out of place here, and you feel it if you're sensitive to the translation, and he has added it because it's in the root text in the next paragraph. Nyingba Yimbe, therefore, what, Nick? Rangshin Nick up?
Rangshin Tang Nick out la dak be nyepa tedag me. So we don't have these problems where we have to examine whether he's changing or or momentary or whether he has any nature of his own.
Yeah, there's none of these problems that apply to his basic overall nature.
Mhm.
or to the states he might assume.
Okay.
Okay, his clumsy nature
Uh-huh.
or his peaceful changes.
Uh-huh.
Yet the problems you raise are irrelevant to our guy because he's been there since no time.
Okay.
Time without beginning. Okay. The Bartox is interesting. What would you like to say about it?
Well,
What if it didn't have an R?
then it would be imputing or like,
Yeah, like you've made up some
Mhm.
problems, but we don't accept them.
Mhm.
But here it has an R.
so investigating.
Yeah, or
Examining.
yeah, problems when you examine
Mhm.
whether he is a primal nature or whether he has states.
Okay.
I mean, states meaning changing states. Yeah.
So this function is not necessarily like nature of his own, but more general. Like
Yeah, it means this word in say in yoga's class.
own nature.
It's like his they call it's the ancient nature or something.
Prakriti.
Prakriti, yeah. So it's not so much his qualities, it's his ancient nature.
Mhm. Okay.
His unprimordial nature.
Mhm.
So we're gonna have stop there.
Mhm.
Let me mark that we are.
Oh, here, let me give you.
Oh no, I'm okay. I'm gonna mark it on my text where we stopped.
Thanks for bearing with what we worked on.
Oh no, it
for
was
these-
very nice. And I'm sorry you had to work on it.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad we have this. It was a hard section for us to struggle with, but I'm glad we had the chance.
So where is the further down?
That yeah, there we go.
Okay, we stopped here. Okay.
Mhm.
Do a conversation.
Okay. Hope you guys are all thinking about interesting things relating to what the detailers claim and the Vaishnavites. And maybe more interesting and more relevant to our, thank you, Geshe Michael. Thank you very much. Is it, yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just us now. You guys can say whatever you want. Geshe Michael's not even here. He's right there. I don't know, to me, what seems like might be more pertinent to our modern problems or modern lives is whether or not something would change all at once, or like it changes like in parts, in pieces. And is that even possible? I'm not sure. I haven't thought about this and how I would talk about it. So I'm very open to anybody's thoughts, but it seems to me that like, I don't know, we have things in our life that we wish would change sometimes. Occasionally, it's, you know, it seems being humans. And maybe it's worth us considering like how is that going to change, and when it does, do we imagine and do we envision that it's all going to flip over all at once? Or is it going to kind of, are our problems or pain going to disintegrate in pieces, or good things that we're experiencing, which are going to change? Somebody was going to say something interesting. It did, may have been. I thought it sounded like you, but then I was like, no, I can't. And you guys are welcome to chime in and come on up.
Nick,
Yes.
Gelsey here.
Hi.
Hi. So it seems to me that we think things generally change over time slowly, right? We have that perception. And yet, if we think about it, every time something changes, the whole thing changes. Everything's affected, right? It's not just a slow progression, because every moment changes the whole. Although or at least I have that perception that it's changing over time. Like I've been working on losing weight, and there seems to be a continuum there, and that it changes slowly, but even the first ounce that I lose changes the whole.
That's true. You're a different Gelsay with less ounces.
Less pounds, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
funny when you put that. I think about Amelie because I have a daughter who's young and she's growing. And some mornings we wake up and I'm like, "Oh, you grew last night." You know, like, what are you doing? You know, like slow down. And all of us just, yeah, I think just her toe or I don't know. Yeah, it seems like, yeah. Does she grow? Actually, I wonder that even from a scientific perspective, is it her legs or does her whole body get bigger all at once?
But even if her legs grow, it affects her whole body, right?
Yeah, that's a good
So,
point. What you're making.
again, I think, it's not the lower school, but it's our perception of it and how we think about it, right?
If my stomach grows, am I a different Nick?
Yeah, then you were before it grew. Yeah, you are.
And if my teacher is somehow outside of me, am I closer to my teacher if my stomach grows?
Maybe. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I think it's really interesting to consider. When some small amount of something changes, to what extent are we ever still dealing with the same thing that we were just looking at? I just now before this class, I had to go to my yoga the yoga studio that I started and helped build. And it's the first time I've been in there in years. And it was really actually very difficult. But it was one thing that was beautiful for me in this was to see that it was almost the same as when we walked away from it all those years ago. It didn't change, but it has changed, So is it, for whom is it? Like for me, it's different. It's not my yoga studio anymore. And maybe for some of the students, they are just having a continual experience of just having this place, which made me feel really happy that there was something that something that I worked on that is still there for them, maybe in a continuum of sorts. So what does it mean for something to stay the same over time?
Can something stay the same over time?
Yeah, well, I guess I think if you ask somebody like, I don't know, Nagarjuna, then what would it mean what does staying the same over time even mean? Like what would staying even mean? And the way that I was thinking about it just now is like, well, in the case of my yoga studio, it just depends who you're asking and what's their perspective. And they're like, oh yeah, that's where I practice. That's my studio. And that's where I go. And it's just still there and it's still going and it's still awesome. So in a way, it stayed the same in the sense that it's been there for them. So I don't know. It's all a matter of perspective and it's all a story coming from our minds, as Nagarjuna so eloquently points out to us over and over again. That maybe it's as illogical to say something changes as it is to say that it stays the same. Both are illogical if you think it's changing from its side. As he points out to us again, because it's all the story. It's something is only something based on our label, whether you want to call it changing or not. Would you like to share something? Yeah, come on up. Nice. Geshe Michael warmed up the chair for you. What's your name?
Irina.
Irina's going to share with us. Nice to meet you, Irina.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, we live in.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we live in a constantly changing world. The only thing what remain unchanging, according to our teaching, is space, right? Yeah, and what helped me to accept all everyday changes is everyday meditation, to keep my mind flexible, to accept all these changes. That's it.
Thank you for sharing. I also find that helpful, when possible. Okay, we have some more minutes. I saw some half hands raised here in the room. Did somebody almost want to share their feelings or thoughts? Or both? Please come on up, Anatole. Oh.
I was just thinking about how like we're always trying to solve things faster now. Things are we don't have as much time, it feels like. So and then we have the teachings, and we're always trying to see if we would be practical to see if we could apply that to help us solve the problems. Like I'm trying to learn these songs on the piano. And then I keep thinking like maybe I'm not doing it in a logical way according to the teachings. And so I think what Nick was saying about questioning, like, is the object, are we talking about an object changing, or are we talking about our perception changing? And there might be different, approaches depending on what you're looking at. If you're looking at an object never changing, but if your perception starts changing, then the object maybe starts to change anyways, like your yoga studio.
Yeah.
So then to me, it feels like no stupid questions or something. Like you have these schools that are sort of non-Buddhist schools, and they're asking these questions about, they have this kind of supposedly stupid idea about how things work. And then you have the Buddhist schools, which are like lower schools. And then they also have supposedly stupid ideas about how something that doesn't exist, they think it does exist. And I think that all these different bad, questions, there's no bad questions, like every different angle that we can get to examine the question of how something actually could ever change. But for me, the interesting thing is that our perceptions could change. And then that seems more hopeful. And
Totally. I was thinking that too. The guy just plays the piano. I guess he does some philosophy on the side. Thanks, man. Good to see you too. Can't what? Yeah. No, that's right. Yeah. The guitar player can just kind of like fill in some, especially if you have a good piano player there. We have a couple more minutes before Juan takes over. Yes. Yes. Good. Professor Sugang is coming.
Yeah. Listening to all the conversation, including the last one from Anatole, I like to, a lot of time I just go into this kind of state of mind when I am thinking a lot, especially when I'm enjoying something, and then I start to think, yeah, I'm looking at this something enjoyable, but what would other beings see this thing, And then suddenly I feel that, wow, I'm so lucky. I'm so fortunate having this enjoyable thing or having a beautiful view, scenery. So a lot of time, and on the other hand, I start to think again, what happened to those people who don't understand all these ideas? They think that all those things are coming from their own side, and they stick to their kind of thinking. What would all those things become? What would they go to at the end? So, and then suddenly the feeling of gratitude will come, and then I'm so lucky. I'm so fortunate with all this teaching, all of you together.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Yeah.
It all does come down to gratitude in the end. We're lucky. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you. Grateful for you. Grateful for you all here. Thanks, guys and gals and friends. And may we be grateful for the things in our lives whilst they last. And while they're changing too. And I also feel grateful for the changing nature of many things. So Thank you, everybody. And we're gonna do the news with Mr. Juan Hasso, and then we will have class with Professor Xuanzang here. So stay tuned. Thank you. You want to use my computer? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll take mine away. Thanks, dude. You can unspotlight me, somebody. Thank you.
There?
Okay, let me mute myself.
But then let me think.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, yeah. Thank you, Nick. You want to do the news with me or you going to go to the bathroom?
I have to go to the bathroom.
I don't know. This is good today. No, or you want background? But anyways, no. I actually feel shy to be interrupting your break. So please don't mind. It's very fun to me to realize that today I actually met our real competition. Finally, I was looking like, because Peachtree World News, is like a place for spending time together and making friends and collaboration. But today I meet the competition and I was worried because it's the actual people we have to compete with. And I want to thank them a lot, but it's the snack and refreshments bar. It really is the competition. So thank you, Nicole Vigna. Thank you, Ron. Thank you. I saw Dinara also, and I saw Percy's doing with all the refreshments. So thanks a lot for taking care of us. I was joking with Kitty that the snacks are endless, limitless, infinite, and it's true. Seriously? They just keep coming and keep coming. So yeah, please. So number one, thank you for doing that. And number two, if anyone here in the room wants, yeah, please go. I will go if I could, but I have to be here. So yeah. No, it's okay. But really great job with the refreshments and the snacks. Amazing. Yeah, so today we have a few things going on. Just gonna review a little bit about them. We're gonna review some events that are happening, and then we have a great opportunity to be here in the room together with Xuanzang. And then we're gonna be hearing from the Latin America tour that it's about to have events in Argentina. So that's the order of the day, if that makes sense in English. Okay, so let's review the upcoming events that are happening. Next Thursday and Friday, DSCU is having their sessions here in Sedona. Very, very cool, very, very exciting event. I had the great chance to arrive last night to Arizona, and I am already seeing some of the preparations, surprise preparations DSCU is planning for the 26th and the 27th of September. I think people are really gonna enjoy it. Thank you so much for the hospitality. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Very exciting. You can sign up following the QR codes. Yeah, either in Asia, it's gonna be the 27, 28, but in the Western part of the world, 26, 27. Then in a few more weeks, Diamond Mountain is happening. I have mentioned this before, but just a review. It's the pre-retreat happening from the 6th to the 11th, and then the 11th to the 20th. Geshe Michael is going to be teaching these amazing practices on emptiness and how to keep living healthy and happy for a long, long time. Then in November, Hatha Yoga Pradipika is happening. So that's October. Then November, Hatha Yoga Pradipika. A lot of people are coming. They told me it seems that it's going to be very exciting, very cool. We are getting emails. If you're planning to come, you still have a chance, but catch up quickly because the spots are running out very, very quickly. Otherwise, you're going to have to do it online, which is great too, but life is amazing. And then December, Kyoto, of course. It's happening from the 1st to the 7th in Japan. Geshe Michael is going to be teaching there something like the last chapter on the steps of Nepal. Later, we will have more teachings. Don't worry, don't cry, but this is going to be special. If you can make it, come. It's going to be great. And in this regard, we have a very special event happening kind of together with this event in Kyoto, which is the Sedona College Academic, what's the name? SCA, but it stands for Sedona College Alumni Association. And for that, we want to welcome our friend Xuanzang, and he's gonna tell us a little bit of how it's gonna work this year. So here we are, thank you so much. Here you can watch this, and whenever you want, just take table notes about the presentation.
Yeah, so basically this year is our second year doing the Sky event, and it's last year was exciting. This year is going to be even more exciting. We are doing it together with the Spark of Joy event. So we would like to encourage everybody to attend the Spark of Joy event. And if you happen to have attended the SCIM before, then there is an additional track for you. So first register for the Spark of Joy, and then come for the, and then if you are alumnus, come to our Sky event. We will have special events. We will have special programs, right? So we have the main programs, and then we have the additional programs. Now, this additional program, we have a series of teaching by Professor John Brady. We call it Unlocking the Deeper Life Tool. Unlocking the Deeper Life Tool. And because of the content, the nature of the content is a very special content, we are not going to broadcast at all. So
only live.
Wow. Only live.
How many days? What are gonna be the dates?
There are, it is running, so if the Spark of Joy is from 1st to 7, we will also run from 1st to 7.
So it's a simultaneously.
But if you come, we will guarantee that you can attend all. There will not be any overlap.
Yeah.
Right. So Professor JB will run a teaching series called Unlocking the Deeper Life Tool, and that will happen for 5 days. And this series is going to start this year, and we will continue every year.
Amazing. So maybe it's a good time to show the other picture, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there are 2 QR code here, one for China and one for rest of the world. As of now, because of our additional event programs, we are limited to 100 people. So please register early. And then on top of that, we would like to also promote this beautiful hotel we are going to do in Ace Hotel. It is an international hotel, a beautiful hotel.
I've been there. It's very beautiful.
It's beautiful, right?
Very
so
amazing.
Please book quickly and indicate that you are going to come to stay in the hotel.
So the 2 events, the Steps on the Path, and
Sparks
also
of
the
Joy.
Sparks of Joy, and the Sedona College Alumni Association are happening at the same time at the same hotel.
At the same time, at the same venue. So you should stay in that hotel so that you can enjoy the whole program fully.
Of course.
No overlap, you can attend everything.
That sounds amazing. I think it's going to be a great party time there.
I'm very excited already. You know,
Yeah, me too.
Beside the teaching series, we have cultural programs. And the cultural programs are exciting. And of course, the last day we have a special lecture, special teaching by Geshe Michael and Maria Kondo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
wow.
so that is the
That's
highlight
amazing.
too.
Yeah,
That's
she's
a
super
highlight.
famous on Netflix, right?
Netflix
and in the
even
world in
worldwide.
general. Oh, yeah. Almost as famous.
Everybody's famous.
Yeah.
So we really, really look forward to this. Limited to 100 packs. Please register quickly. And then let's enjoy the full learning and teaching.
Amazing.
And the fun in Kyoto.
Thank you very much again. And what we are going to do, if you agree, is like time to time. From now to then, I'm going to keep reminding people and keep showing this QR code.
Yes, please.
And we hope to see you there. It's going to be great. I've seen the hotel. It's amazing. Plus, we have all these amazing things happening at the same time. Good combination.
Yeah.
Good cocktail.
The hotel is going to be fully booked quickly. So
Okay.
please register early. All
Very
right,
well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sugang. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you,
And good to
Juan.
see you again
Yeah,
live here in
thank you.
Sedona. So there you go. Now you know, and you will keep hearing about it. We're going to help with that. What can I say? Kyoto is a beautiful place. If you have the chance, really try to go. It's really, really worth it. Very beautiful. And plus the content and the activities are going to be very meaningful this December. So if you can do it, see you there. And in another news, for the last 5 minutes before we start with the next class, we're going to go all the way to Argentina, where one of our friends are living these days. And they're about to have, in the sense of the Latin America tour that some of the Mexican teachers are doing, some events about to happen in the next weeks, in the next few weeks. I would like to ask Tech Table if they can help us to, yes, I was trying to see if Paulina could connect, and there she is. How are you doing, Paulina?
Good, thank you, Juan. Good to see you.
Glad to see you as well. Hey, tell us a little bit, 2 things. For those who you don't know, maybe it's a good time to mention, she's living right now in Cordoba, in the area where mountains are, but there was big fires happening in the last few days, and you and your family, Pachi, Shanti, you have to be moved, evacuated, but now you're safe. Where are you now?
We're back home. Everything is fine. Don't worry, guys. Basically, yes, it's a very dry season. So we need water here. We need rain to fall and help us with the fire. But everything is good. So don't worry. Thank you for asking, Juan.
Glad to hear. And I guess it's so good that you're about to start some events in Buenos Aires. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes. This event, it starts next weekend. So we are super excited.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit, what is it going to be about? How many events? Is it 3 or 4?
4 events. And yes, if you have a friend or a family here in Argentina, please let them know about all these upcoming events. Or even if you want to come, we would love to see you. And yeah, so let me tell you a little bit about it. And first of all, I want to thank one more time the sponsors for making this tour possible for a second year. Thank you so much. And for allowing us to bring ancient wisdom to new audiences across Latin America. So thank you so much. And yeah, you know, Juan, it's been great because we are really happy because we've been working with many local friends here in Argentina, as students of Geshe Michael since many years ago. So they are helping us to make these events possible. And each event has its own unique flavor, you know, so just a big thank you also to all their support. And this picture here is represents what I think is our main event. You know, Flavia had the idea to host a half-day retreat right in the middle of the city because sometimes people can't take many days off. So is this like half-day retreat? People will be able to renew their energy and learn this wisdom, which will be incredibly helpful in their lives. And yes, we have had a great response with a lot of registrations. And I think it's a great way to innovate and offer something for those who can't commit to long events.
Okay, so this first event is happening October the 5th, Saturday, Saturday, October the 5th. It's, I can see it's about 6 or 7 hours. And it's all about, what is it gonna be about? Is it gonna be about the basic foundation teachings on how to meditate?
And the main foundation teachings about how reality works, how to put all this wisdom on to work to reach your goals. And we will add yoga, meditation, and you know, like nice breakfast for everyone. I think it's gonna be really cool.
Amazing. So that's Saturday 5th. And then what's the next event?
The next event is a public talk. at a well-known bookstore in Buenos Aires, in the middle of the city. And we will have 2 hours to share how to apply all this ancient wisdom to modern life. So I think it's gonna be a really, really impactful event.
And who's doing that conference? Who's speaking the conference?
Well, I'm teaching, I'm sharing the teachings, and also one student of Geshe Michael here in Argentina, who is a very known a student and psychologist. And I think it's gonna be a really interesting talk, because he really can explain these teachings in a very modern way, yeah.
Okay, cool. I just noticed we are almost out of time. Maybe you want in 1 more minute, just finish the other 2 events.
Sure. So the next one is this event. It's very special because Laura Valiente is a student of Geshe Michael who wrote a book called Ofrenda, Offering. So it's an offering to her teachers where she will share, where she shares her life story and how she used 10 ancient wisdom principles to build a very successful project. So this event will be the launch of her book. And finally, we will have an open talk focused on give people the tools to plant their dreams and reach their goals or whatever they want to achieve. So yes, we can't wait to share with all of you very soon the photos and the video of how everything will turn out. So thank you.
Very well. Thank you so much. Let us know, and best wishes with the Latin America tour. I know after this, Costa Rica is happening, and very soon Colombia as well. So we'll stay tuned to hear more soon. Thank you very much. And we get to